Welcome to Tofuri's Toys. Thank you for joining me for this review of Raphael as Frankenstein's monster from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Universal Monsters line by NECA. On the front cover, we have a headshot of Raphael as Frankenstein's monster, indicating that he is an ultimate action figure. Also, there is the TMNT logo and the Universal Monsters logo. Flipping the cover back, we see some action figure photography of the Frankenstein's Raph on the side. Inside the display window, we see the figure itself along with his size and some additional hands. The left side here shows additional figures in the line as well as a teaser for an upcoming figure. The right side shows the same information that's on the front, but with a smaller picture. The back side has additional action figure photography that is reminiscent of Universal Monster movie posters from the past. These electric bolt sides are amazing. They got little Tesla coils on them. I love the level of detail in these hands. The scales on them, the fingernails, all dingy and gross. Here's the right closed fist. Here's the right gripping hand. There's a gap between the fingers. I don't think those size will fit in there though. Left gripping hand. Look at those stitches. Left fist. Alright, let's take a closer look at this thing. That is an unfortunate placement for the bottom of that shell there. Similar to the hands, the scales on the face and head are just as detailed. He's got some stitches, scars. His bandana is surgically stitched to his face. He's got some random metal riveted to his shell. Pressure gauge. The neck bolts. One of the bolts goes into another pressure gauge. It must be measuring his internal pressure because it goes into his shell. His clothing is textured like a denim or something similar. A piece of his shell has been busted out and it's been riveted on with a piece of sewer lid. That's terrifying. He's got some metal handles riveted to his jacket or his shell or both. Oh look, he's got the same neck bolts through his ankles. This is such fine detail in the clothes, in the shell, in his hair, in his bandana. It looks like his hair has been stapled into place. Here's another metal handle riveted directly to his shell. The chain is made of metal. For you Tarantinos, here is a picture of his feet. Alright, let's get his size in his hands here and put those on. The handle doesn't twist off to make it go any easier. There is no give right now. Does it go through that hole? No dice. There is no movement. Alright, I'm back from running them under hot water and I was able to get them in. He looks very imposing. I wouldn't want to run into this guy in a dark alley. He can look up that far. Looks down that far. His neck moves in 2 spaces. So let's try to look at the range of motion from all of the parts of his neck here. The base of the neck doesn't move much, just enough to let him look down a little bit further. The base of his neck goes to the left and right that far, and he can look left that way and right that way that far. Shoulder only goes up that much. You got rotation at the double jointed elbow where the forearm meets the elbow. Between both bends, it gets to about 90 degrees. Rotation there. Let's see, there's rotation on both ends of the elbow. Full rotation at the wrist. Palm in about 90 degrees, palm out about 45 degrees. Shoulder rotation, full 360. Zero midsection articulation. You know, he is a turtle after all. His legs go up about 90 degrees. Double jointed knee. Has trouble getting that far, not even to 90 degrees. There is rotation where the upper leg meets the top of the knee. There's hip joint rotation. No rotation below the knee. Here's some ankle rocker articulation. It looks like a forward-facing pin. Getting the ruler back here, we see that he stands at just about 7 3/8 of an inch. Here is a Super 7 Raphael. Here is the Raphael from the Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Robin Raphael 2-pack. Here we have the cartoon Raphael from NECA, one of the 2-packs. Here we have the Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Figure Arts Raphael. You might not recognize this one, but it is Raphael in disguise from the Raphael Casey Jones 2-pack. Here's another Raphael in disguise from the Turtles in Disguise 4-pack. Next up is the comic book Raphael from NECA, followed by the Raphael from the Playmates Retro Movie action figure set. Released about the same time, this is the Classic Collection Raphael from Playmates. Here we have Rock and Raph from the musical Mutagen tour. Last but not least, we have the standard issue movie Raphael. When I first saw this guy on pre-order, I passed it up and didn't think a thing about it. I'm glad I finally went ahead and picked it up because I love this thing. The detail of the scales, rivets, bandana, staples, all of it. Those eyes inside there, man, this thing's gorgeous. That part where they grafted the sewer lid onto a shell, that gives me the creeps. I am very much looking forward to the Leonardo as Hunchback now. There it is, you guys. This has been my review of Raphael as Frankenstein's monster from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Universal Monsters line by NECA. I do appreciate your time if you have stuck with me this far. If you like what you've seen, please tap that thumbs up. If you didn't care for it none too much, please let me know what I can do in the future to make things better in future videos. As always, thank you for joining me here at Topurious Toys.